Do you ever feel like you've given it your all and nothing changes? You have tried everything, used up all your strength, even sacrificed the most personal things, time, self-esteem, sleepless nights, and the dream that once burned in your heart. And then, still nothing changed. All efforts vanish into thin air as if they never existed. You don't have the strength to try anymore. There's nothing left to lose. You hit rock bottom, and only one thing echoes in your head. Should I stop, or continue until there is nothing left? If you are there, at the end of your emotions and will, then this video is for you. I'm not here to teach you how to try harder. I'm here to share something that might save you. Sometimes, it's not about continuing, it's about letting go. That saves your life. Sounds strange, right? Because all our lives, we are taught to fight, to grit our teeth and endure, to persevere despite everything. But here's something few people tell you. Not all persistence is worth it. Not everything we hold on to is worth the pain we feel. There is an ancient philosophy called Stoicism that says it very clearly. Clarity through adversity, meaning, wisdom comes only after you have gone through adversity. When you hit rock bottom, you are no longer blinded by expectations, fame, or empty promises. You are left with only yourself and the truth. And what is the truth? You are not weak for wanting to let go. You don't fail because you don't want to suffer anymore. You're just more awake. You are starting to ask a question that very few people dare to ask. Am I losing myself to hold on to something that is no longer worthy? The moment you stop, not because you give up, but because you choose to preserve what is left of you, is the moment you truly grow. And here we need to make a very important distinction. Giving up and letting go, not the same thing. Giving up is the act of turning your back, surrendering to fate, letting everything slip away from your hands unconsciously. It often comes from despair, helplessness, and prolonged suffering. Giving up is saying to yourself, I can't do anything anymore. It's a sign you've let life beat you down. Still giving up? Letting go is a choice, not a slip. It's when you're sober enough to realize you're going in the wrong direction. It's when you step back, not to run away, but to find another path that is more worthy. Letting go is awareness. It is courage. It is wisdom. And you know what's great? The Stoics never said, try forever. They teach us one simple thing. Hold only what you can control. If a door you knock on repeatedly doesn't open, it may not be the door for you. If someone makes you feel small, insecure, or constantly having to prove your worth, then that person is not the one for you to keep. I've seen people spend years, even decades, holding on to something that's dead, an old dream, a toxic relationship, an unrealistic self-image, and the price they pay is not what they lose, but themselves. So, if you're at the end of the line, don't be so quick to call it the end. See it as an opportunity to rewrite everything, with you as the author. Not the circumstances. You may have been hurt. You could have lost a lot. But you still have one thing, more precious than all. You are left alone. And that's why you shouldn't give up. But rather, let go once, for good. So you can keep what is worth keeping. So you can live again, no longer bent over by burdens that don't belong to you. You know, there is a truth that the older we get, the more we realize. Trying doesn't mean you get it. Holding on doesn't mean you keep it. And loving doesn't mean you'll have it. Perhaps we have all been taught that giving up is a sign of weakness. That the strong person is the one who always try a little more, endure more, and be patient longer. But the truth is, giving up is not a sign of failure. It is a very profound expression of awareness and courage. Because to let go of the right thing, you have to understand very clearly who you are, where you are, and what is hurting you every day. Let's get one thing straight. Letting go does not mean giving up. It is not an impulsive action. Tired, then quit. Hurt, then run. Failure, then turn back. Letting go is a conscious choice. When you decide to protect the one thing you cannot afford to lose, your inner peace. Stoic philosophy does not teach us to run away from difficulties. They teach us to know our boundaries, and not to let things beyond our control take over our minds. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, wrote a short but extremely profound sentence. If it doesn't belong to you, don't let it own you. Just think, every day we carry on our shoulders how many things that do not belong to us. Other people's expectations, mistakes of the past, the battles we create in our heads just because we don't want to lose. You can't control how other people behave, but you can control how you react. And sometimes, the wisest response is not to fight, but to let go. So what should we let go of? And what should we keep? First, let go of unrealistic expectations, especially from other people. You are not obligated to please everyone. You also don't need to prove your worth to anyone, especially people who never really see you. Let go of relationships that only leave hurt. Not everyone who stays long is the one who should stay until the end. You can know someone for 10 years, but that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice the next 10 years for the wounds they caused. Let go of attachment to the past. I know, there are memories so painful that we don't want to recall them. But you can't build the future if you're stuck in the past. Learn to forgive, not to make others feel better, but to set yourself free. And most importantly, keep self-worth, integrity, and the ability to stand up. You can lose opportunities, lose love, even lose a part of yourself. But never lose faith in yourself. Because if you keep that up, you can always start over. Anytime. But what happens if you don't let go? You will continue to hold on to what is rotten, like someone trying to keep a leaky boat on a stormy sea. Just because you are afraid of losing your way, you will find yourself exhausted, but still try to smile. You will doubt yourself every time someone leaves. You will live a tiring life. Just because you don't have the courage to let go at the right time. Epictetus once said, "You don't hurt because you lose. You hurt because you cling." The greatest pain does not come from others hurting you. It comes from allowing it to happen again and again, because you don't dare let go. Here is a strange fact. We are afraid to let go, because we don't believe we can live well when we lose it. But when we let go, we realize that the thing we were afraid of losing was not worth that fear. Blank. Underscore. Blank. So, if you're holding on to something too tightly, ask yourself, is it nourishing me, or is it draining me? Am I still myself, or just a shadow of other people's expectations? If today were my last day, would I regret holding on to this for so long? If the answer is yes, well, you know, It's time to let go, once. For good. There is a question that I think you have asked yourself. At least once in your life. I tried my best. But why can't anything change? I want you to be honest with yourself right now. Have you ever been in a relationship where you keep giving, but only get silence in return? Ever pursued a goal that you thought was your destiny, only to end up burning you out? Ever hoped for change in someone, or a situation, only to be disappointed time and time again? If you have been, or are, I want you to listen carefully to this. When you have tried everything, and nothing changes, it is no longer a matter of effort. It is a matter of awareness. We are taught to persevere, but rarely taught to stop at the right time. So many people keep repeating the same mistake over and over again, hoping that this time will be different. But you know what? Repetition isn't always effort. Sometimes it's intentional self-destruction. If you are living in this state, I want you to ask yourself some honest questions. And the answer will tell you. Is it time to let go once and for all? First, what have you tried to repeat too many times but the result is still the same? An apology never came. The recognition you've been waiting for. A love that is never truly reciprocated. Every time you hope, you get more disappointed. You start to lose sleep, anxiety, self-blame. You think there is something wrong with you, while you forget that maybe the thing wrong is not you, but the thing you are trying to hold on to. Second, are you living, or just holding on? Are you living every day in fear, trying to please others just to keep something you fear losing? Are you still yourself on that journey? You see, sometimes you don't realize you've given up so much for something that can't be fixed anymore. You try to fix what is broken, but the more you fix it, the more you break. You are the one who gets hurt the most. And finally, if you continue as you are, who will you become? A person who is always afraid. A person who has lost his inner voice. A person lives according to other people's expectations, to the point of losing sight of who he is. If the answer makes you feel a lump in your throat, well, you know, you don't need to try anymore. You need to be awake to let go. But remember, letting go is not the end. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go is the wise choice, after you have tried everything else. Many people think giving up means losing. But I believe that letting go at the right time is the ultimate sign of strength. Because you have to have the courage to admit, I can't go on like this anymore. You have to have the wisdom to distinguish what is worth keeping and what is time to let go. Letting go is when you give up burdens that no longer belong to you. It's when you stop doing everything to save something that's dragging you down. It's when you choose to lighten your burden, to move on. A friend once told me, I don't regret what I let go. I just regret holding on to it for too long. And perhaps many of us are like that too. We have no regrets about leaving. We only regret that we stayed too long, in a place we should have left very soon. Blank. Underscore. Blank. So today, I invite you to do something simple. Write down something you're holding on to that might be hurting you. Then ask yourself, is this still nourishing me? Or is it draining me? Am I living, or just existing? If I continue, who will I become? And if the answer gives you clarity, believe it, because the truth never kills you. It only sets you free. Letting go is not a weakness. It is the beginning of a new chapter, where you live as your true self. Lighter, stronger, and freer. There is one feeling that we all fear facing, the feeling of hitting rock bottom. There's nothing left to hold on to. There's no one left, and you start to think, maybe I'm done for. I've been there, and if you are there too, I want to tell you this. The bottom is not where you end up. It's where you start. Have you noticed? When you are at the bottom, with nothing left to lose, everything becomes clearer than ever. You are no longer bound by expectations, status, or the eyes of others. It's just you and the truth. Roman philosopher Seneca once said, "Sometimes we have to lose everything to see what is truly important, and you will realize that love can be lost. The job may no longer be available. Trust can be betrayed. But if you can keep yourself, you can still do it again." Hitting rock bottom, not punishment. It is an invitation to rebuild life from the lowest, but most solid place. Do you know what makes strong people? It's not that they never fall. It's about knowing how to get up properly the last time you fall. You have fallen because of trusting the wrong person. Once failed in a plan that seemed destined. I've been hurt so much that I don't believe in kindness anymore. But then one day, you don't want to run away anymore. You no longer ask, "Why me?" but start asking, "What do I do from here?" That was the turning point. That's when you turn the bottom into the foundation. Let's imagine again, a person who has fallen, lost everything, and still wakes up early, still eat well, still exercising, still reading books, still working, even though their hearts are aching. It's not pretending to be strong. It is an inner discipline. Because when you're hurt, you have two choices. 1. Be a victim. 2. Be a witness to your own resurrection. Discipline is what keeps you standing when confidence has crumbled. Discipline is when you still choose to do the right thing, even when you're falling apart. Discipline is when you say to yourself, "I can't control other people, but I won't lose myself, no matter what happens." You know, true strength doesn't come from never being hurt. It comes from remaining valuable, even when you get ripped apart. I have seen people who were betrayed, but they did not let hatred define them. I have seen people lose everything, but they do not lose faith in goodness. And I believe you can too. You don't have to rebuild it all in one day. You just need to start with one thing. Stop, take a deep breath, and make a commitment to yourself. I will move forward, step by step, day by day, and I will not betray myself again. From the lowest place you can see the sky most clearly. Nothing is hidden. No more noise. Only you and your future can redraw it. Blank. Underscore. Blank. If you are in your darkest moments, remember, this ground is not for you to bury yourself in, but it is for you to gain momentum. Write one sentence. Just one sentence, and let it be your new foundation. I will not give up. I will rebuild. We have come a long way together, from falling to the bottom, to realizing the truth that letting go is not giving up, but the first step to returning to ourselves. Perhaps in the heart of everyone listening right now, there is at least one thing you are holding on to very tightly. A relationship that was once warm but now only silent. A dream you once pursued, but increasingly distanced you from yourself. or an image you try to protect, for fear of disappointing others, but you know full well that is no longer the real you. I'm not here to tell you to let go. I just want to ask you, are you holding on to it because it's worth it, or just because you're afraid of losing it? Sometimes, what hurts you isn't because it's bad, but because you held on to it for too long, even when it's no longer yours. You don't have to keep holding on to things to prove that you are strong. A truly strong person is one who dares to let go at the right time. Someone once asked me, how do you know when it's time to let go? I don't have a perfect answer. But I know one thing. If it costs you your peace of mind, your self-respect, and your core values, then you probably already know the answer. You were not born to live up to false expectations. You don't have to stay in relationships that make you doubt yourself. And you don't have to relive the same old feelings over and over again, just because you're afraid to start over. There is a saying I always believe: not every closed door is a punishment. Sometimes it closes just to stop you from knocking on the wrong door. Life doesn't take anything from you, unless it has an intention to give something better in return. But you will never see that if you don't dare to let go of what is past its due date. I know, sometimes letting go is harder than trying. Trying is instinct. Letting go is art. Because letting go requires wisdom. It takes courage. It takes a lot of inner strength to believe that you will be okay, even when you are not. And if you are at the bottom, fear not. It is where many people have begun to be their truest selves. The end is where no one tells you how to live. No more noise. No more drama. Just you and the most original truth in your heart. From there, you can rebuild everything, but this time because you choose to. Not because you're afraid, and you will be surprised to find out. When you let go of the right things, life opens doors you never saw before. Blank. Underscore. Blank. So, if you are tired, confused, not knowing whether to continue or stop, I have only one thing to say. Don't give up. Let go, but let go properly. Let go of the only thing that is worthy. Yourself. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Let the last part of this video be a reminder. You don't need to keep what is no longer yours. No need to live according to someone else's mold. No need to keep an image that takes your breath away every day. You just need to be real, live enough, and live as you. If you need to write a sentence to start this new journey, I suggest this: I let go of what doesn't belong to me, to keep myself. You can write it down on a piece of paper and stick it on the mirror. Or write it down in the comments below, as a public commitment to yourself. Because who knows, others who are lost, when reading your sentence, they will find their way back. Blank. Underscore. Blank. And if you found this video touching your heart, please leave a like, a comment, or share it with someone who is struggling in silence. Who knows? That might be what they need to hear most today. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Subscribe to the channel to continue the journey of living truly, living strongly, and living correctly. Changing step by step every day with the channel through life lessons and true philosophies that have been learned over the years.